In this video today, I wanted to talk about what is one of my highest conviction stock market plays right now. This is a stock that I have been buying pretty heavily over, I would say, the past 2 or 3 months. This is a stock that overall I feel has been beaten down. In certain ways, it's been beaten down fairly, but in certain ways, I do think it has been beaten down unfairly. Obviously, or I wouldn't be, buying it and buying it and buying it. And the more it dips, while yes, I do understand that it's scary, and yet it sucks to see, my account going down in some ways, especially my position in this company going down in some ways. This is definitely a company that, especially where the price levels we're seeing right now, the price movement we're seeing right now, I am very, very confident that in the long term, that this stock and this investment that I'm making is going to be a winner. And again, that's why it's one of my most, highest conviction plays in the market right now. And it's why I'm so excited about this company and this stock and why I want to make a video about it. Now, on my channel in general, I do want to start getting into more stock breaking down of stocks, talking about the stocks that I am buying rather than just covering the most hype stocks at the moment, covering the next big kind of shit stock that's just kind of going up here and there. But the thing is, those stocks are hard to talk about on YouTube. They're competitive. They're kind of flooded. They're oversaturated. But I do want to start getting into some more of that and, following some of the plays and trades I am making over time because I think that's a little bit more interesting to me. But the stock that we are going to be talking about today is Alibaba Group Holding Limited. This is one of the companies that I'm buying heaviest right now. This is one of the biggest positions in my portfolio at this time. I don't know if it's my third biggest position or fourth biggest position or what, but in the next couple of months, this could easily become the biggest position in my portfolio. And this is a company that's getting a lot of talk right now. This is a company that everyone kind of knows about, everyone kind of hears about, everyone has a very, very strong opinion about, because I know there's a lot of people like me who have been buying and buying and buying, and they're buying the dips, and they're buying the dips, and they're buying the dip. But there is some people that are absolutely staying away from this stock altogether, saying that they're not going to get involved in it. No way, no how. But the thing is, talk is cheap. It's easy to say that. There's always people who say they're staying away from stuff, that there's no way they'll ever get involved. Yada yada yada. Until things turn around, until things start going up. It's easier while things are down. It's easy to say that you're not getting involved. It's easy to say that you'll never buy in, that you're not going to buy in, whatever. I kind of think back to like Bitcoin, when Bitcoin went from like 20,000 to like 5,000, 3,000. The last couple of years, there were so many people who got burned by Bitcoin and said that they would never get involved in Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency or anything like that again. And then all of a sudden, here we are, and I'm sure some of those same people, are buying Bitcoin at 45, 50, 55, 60,000. The average trader, the average person on social media, the average person on Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, is is somebody that buys high and sells low. That's just absolutely how it is. And at the end of the day, to find some deals, to go against the grain, to have some, some kind of, just going against the grain overall, doing not what everyone's talking about, doing not what everyone's doing. That is how sometimes you can, get the best returns, get the biggest gains, and find the deals, in this market right now where everyone's talking about, oh, maybe it's a bubble. Oh, everything's overvalued. Oh, we have all these different concerns in the world. Maybe looking to some of the more beat down stocks, maybe some of the more undervalued stocks might actually be the way to go. And if you look at the Alibaba chart, Monday was a very, very big day. We went from a close of $111.89 on Friday, up like, I think Alibaba, I want to say, was up like 10%, depending on when you checked it on Monday, all the way up to like 120, 121, 122, and that was a very, very big rise. And to me, that was a great sign. Now, I have been buying Alibaba for a while. Like I said, I've had buys at like 220. I've had buys at like 180. I've had buys at like 150. My most recent buy, I want to say, was like 115 or something like that. Somewhere in that range. And obviously, my 115 buy, I'm doing decent on so far. But obviously, my 225 buy, is overall pretty beaten down. But I'm really just trying to accumulate as many shares as I can. Now, I'm not only buying into Alibaba. I'm not going all in on Alibaba. I am just consistently putting money into it probably, I get paid every 2 weeks, so about a couple times a month, I'm throwing a little bit of money into Alibaba, kind of regardless of the price, especially when we are so beaten down like this. This is a company who over the past 6 months is down 42 almost percent. Year to date, it's down 44%. And this is a time where, the S&P is up like 30% or 25% or something like that. So it's absolutely going the opposite way of the stock market. But what is so exciting to me, in some ways, when you're just looking at the chart, is like, $123. Last time we saw that for Alibaba was May 2017. And how many people, when Alibaba was $310, in October of 2020, are looked at this graph and were like, damn, I wish I could have got this thing in 2017. Damn, I wish I could have got this thing in 2016. And now, all of a sudden, you are having a chance to get it at those same prices. Now, have some things changed? Yes. Is there, United States and Chinese tensions that, maybe weren't there to the exact same extent back then? Yeah, sure. Is there a global pandemic going on now? Yeah, sure. Is there, delisting fears, and is there the Chinese government cracking down on large tech stocks, yada, yada, yada? Yes, there is all of that. But again, just because there are some concerns or some legitimate reasons as to why a stock price could be going down does not necessarily mean that it is justified how much the stock has been beaten down. Again, am I arguing that this stock should be at all-time highs right now? No. Am I saying, we should be at $310, pushing towards $350 with Alibaba at a, $700, $800 billion market cap, pushing towards $1 trillion? No, not necessarily. I think, maybe realistically we could be there within the next 5 years. I think we could see a rebound back up to all-time highs or something like that, which would, be crazy, crazy gains. That'd be like 2.5 times gains from where we're at right now, which would be a very, very good return on investment. But what I am saying is that I do not think that Alibaba should currently be valued at $300 billion. Now, again, there also was their last earnings report was not the greatest. There was some bad news, as far as the business and everything as well with Alibaba. But overall, I don't think Alibaba is going to be delisted. I think some of the, Chinese and U.S. relations are a little bit overblown. I don't think the U.S. is going to be cracking down. And while, yes, the Chinese government has cracked down on Alibaba in some ways, I think in the long run, these things are going to get figured out. I think they're going to get sorted out. And again, I think the market and investors as a whole are scared. They are fearful. And sometimes that can be the greatest time to buy. That can be where you find an absolute steal of a deal. Now, I don't know exactly where my cost basis is for Alibaba at this point. I want to say it's like 165. So obviously I'm still down on that. But again, I do not see this as a short-term investment. I'm not trying to quick flip Alibaba. I'm not saying that I believe Alibaba is going to, go up this week or this month or over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months or whatever. I'm saying that I believe Alibaba is undervalued right now. That doesn't mean it can't continue to be undervalued for the next year or 2 or 3 or 4 or however many years. But in the long term, I think this is a position, especially at these prices, $125 for Alibaba, one of the biggest companies in China, one of the biggest, most powerful and growing companies in the world, I do not think should be valued at the current valuations, and that is why I'm continuing to buy into it. That is why, pretty soon, I'm pretty sure I get paid tomorrow, I'm going to be throwing some more money into Alibaba. I think, again, I liked the stock at 225. I love the stock at 125. And I think, at least in my opinion, for what I'm looking at, for my, risk to reward, what I'm comfortable with, I think Alibaba is an absolute steal of a stock. And there are other people, starting to feel this way as well. We have this from Seeking Alpha, talking about why Alibaba won't be delisted. China's aging population points to current account deficits ahead, and therefore the need for foreign capital inflows. Large-scale delistings and the related fallout would be against China's best interests. Large and strategic Russian ADR companies have granted the PCAOB access without any national security problems. We could be overthinking the China versus U.S. agenda. DiDi's delisting is likely to be an isolated case and a result of weak network security. Both the Chinese and U.S. sides have communicated a willingness to cooperate and reach a middle ground before the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act starts to delist Chinese ADRs, and Alibaba's cybersecurity capabilities are top in class, which may keep it out of regulators' crosshairs. Rock bottom valuations make the stock too cheap to ignore. Buy on the dip caused by delisting fears. Now, obviously, these are all opinions just coming from Seeking Alpha. None of that is fact. None of that, should be the reason that you throw any money around or anything like that. But that is just what some people are saying. And then there is the Barron's as well, that has this article where they have their analyst, or this analyst, Robin Zhu, talking about how I think the risk of eventual delisting is real. But however, other analysts are disagreeing. I think on the Chinese regulator side, there's no intention to delist them. This is Vincent Yu, an analyst at investment bank Needham, told Barron's. During the conversations with my connections in China, I don't hear anything on Alibaba's delisting pressure from the Chinese regulators. Yet regulatory pressures exist on both sides of the Pacific, and Yu said he believes there is a big information gap at play impacting the trading at Alibaba's stock. It's like a vicious cycle, Yu said, wherein Chinese investors and their U.S. counterparts take turns buying and selling on signs from the other side. Whenever there's a drop in stock price, both sides assume the other knows something that they don't know from each side of the regulator. So, there is just a ton of uncertainty. There is a ton of fear. There is a ton of doubt. And obviously, that is not what most investors want. That is not what the stock market wants, especially as like the S&P and all these huge tech stocks, as they continue to fly, as they just continue to go up. There, seems to be safer or easier money to be made out there. And when there's all this fear with Alibaba, it doesn't make a ton of sense for people to be throwing their money right there right now. So I totally get it, with big money, with a lot of the big players in the market and stuff not wanting to flock to Alibaba. And that's why, again, it has been beaten down. But I do, again, I had buy orders. I had a buy put in around 110, 115. I just bought a couple of days ago. But I had been waiting for a bottom, or, hoping for a bottom, because this thing has just only gone down over the past year. I mean, there's really been no elongated periods of going up. From here, it went from 139 to like 170, and that was great, before it just kind of sold off again. I mean, this stock has just been on a gradual and continuous decline. Now, is this most recent period that we just went through, was this a bottom? Was it possible that, 110, 108 was maybe the bottom for this? Are we starting to get a reversal? I don't know, but that 10% update on Monday definitely felt really, really good. And that might be the start of, some people being like, hey, maybe Alibaba doesn't only go down. Hey, maybe this is the start of, us going up a little bit. Maybe this is the start of something new. Now, it does get very, very difficult when there is a ton of negative market sentiment and stuff like that going on right now. Stocks haven't been doing, as a whole, the best recently. There have been a lot of things down massively. And if the stock market continues to sell off and continues to tank, that could be bad news for Alibaba. But this is December. This is usually a very, very good month for the stock market. This is Q4. This is when stuff usually goes flying. And if we can have a strong December, strong Q4, we can start off the year in 2022 strong and hot. I don't know. I really do believe that things could turn around quick for Alibaba, and I think it could be a fast and fierce upward movement. And again, I'm not looking at this as a 1 month, 2 month, 3, 6, whatever month trade. I'm looking at this as a multiple year play, where I just look ahead to the future, and I see in 5 and 10 years, I see an Alibaba that is much closer to $1 trillion market cap stock than it is right now, currently trading at like $350 billion or whatever right now. So again, even though right now I'm down on my position and I'm way down on my $225 buys, and I'm down on my pretty much all my buys except for shares that I was able to get at like 112, 113, 115, whatever, I am still confident, and very, very, I feel confident that going forward in the future, this is still going to be a profitable position, and I think a very, very highly profitable position at that. But, no financial advice in this video, not telling you guys what to do at all, not telling you to throw your life savings into Baba or buy Baba or anything like that, just kind of giving my thoughts and opinions on where I'm standing, in my thoughts, in my head, and in my portfolio as well, putting my money where my mouth is at the end of the day. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Alibaba stock. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!